She was the most powerful woman to have ever lived in that world. Yes, when she arrives, everyone stands up. She is referred to as the most powerful woman in the contemporary world, including all world leaders. She is the Queen of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and many other countries. She can declare war with a single word. No court can judge her. Who are we talking about? Of course, Queen Elizabeth II, the leader of the British royal family. The royal family, centered in present-day England, has become a dynasty that encompasses many countries or regions within the United Kingdom. Although seen as the cradle of European democracy, the world's largest kingdom still resides here. Elizabeth ascended to the throne in 1952 and has been the official or symbolic queen of dozens of countries since then. Having such a status requires carrying unbelievably exaggerated rules and centuries-old traditions. As we mentioned, when the queen enters a place, everyone stands up. Within the framework of unwritten rules, this includes all state leaders and kings around the world. Even Saudi kings or Arab emirs never fail to show respect to the queen. This is due to both the power of the United Kingdom worldwide and the fact that Elizabeth II is the oldest queen in the world. Being married to a queen may be a beautiful thing, but even if you are the queen's spouse, you must always follow her 2 steps behind and bow before her in certain ceremonies. Otherwise, Parliament can impose legal sanctions. Marriage for members of the dynasty is not easy either. If the Queen and the UK Parliament do not approve the person they want to marry, such a marriage cannot take place. At this point, it is important for the Queen to accept you as an important person, not just following your heart. For example, Queen Elizabeth's grandson, Prince Harry, and American actress Meghan Markle got married, but the bride was criticized by the Queen for not conforming to royal traditions. Prince Harry had to leave his titles and leave England to continue his marriage comfortably. Members of the dynasty are also forbidden to marry a divorced person. Even the Queen's sister is not exempt from this rule. The Queen has no passport. She has the right to travel to all countries without a passport. Additionally, the Queen is considered the commander-in-chief of the British Army, and soldiers swear allegiance to her name when they start their duties. It is forbidden to touch her without her permission. No matter how intimate you are, you cannot touch her without her making the move. Whoever it is, even state leaders are thoroughly briefed on rules and traditions before their meetings with the Queen for this reason. It may sound interesting to you, but in all countries affiliated with the monarchy, both on land and in places like the sea, whales and dolphins in the waters of these countries are considered to belong to the Queen. Without royal permission, they can never be hunted. According to an 800-year-old law, the Queen is the owner of slaves in England. The home of the royal family is Buckingham Palace. Although this palace is the family's private property, the Queen's presence or absence in the palace is indicated by flying flags. The Queen's exit from the palace or entry into any place during the day is carried out with ceremonial activities in accordance with traditions. The handbag that the Queen constantly carries with her is an important communication tool. It is a signal for the other party. If she puts her handbag on the table during a meal, you can be sure that the meal will not last long. If she takes her handbag from her left hand to her right during a conversation, you can be sure she is about to say her final words. They must dress modestly. Excessive cleavage and slit details in their clothes are prohibited. If you remember, Lady Diana occasionally used her bag to cover her chest cleavage. The reason was to avoid giving glimpses due to this rule. The rule is still valid. A queen is above all legal rules. She cannot be judged, and even private law cannot be considered valid for her. Of course, unless Parliament allows it. Now, let's move on to another topic, the family's wealth. According to Forbes 2019 data, they have a wealth of $88 billion. They have an incredible fortune, and the family is completely exempt from taxes. In addition to many castles and palaces, they have the deeds to hundreds of thousands of hectares of agricultural and forested land along with many international companies. Also, near Argentina, the Falkland Islands are considered the Queen's private property, and the administration consists of individuals appointed by the Queen and others elected. Moreover, the United Kingdom pays the royal family £60 million annually. So, how can a monarchy survive in the cradle of democracy, England, despite all this? We can say that the power of the dynasty is diminishing day by day. For example, Parliament can take away the Queen's powers and even abolish the monarchy altogether, hence, ending the dynasty and the monarchy. In short, an important balance factor is at play here. More importantly, the royal family, and specifically the Queen, is aware that they should not get too involved in politics. Therefore, her powers are exercised by the Prime Minister. A queen has not used her legal powers over the people and the government for almost 40 years. We can see that her powers were last used by the Australian Prime Minister who refused to resign in 1975. Of course, she used this power not arbitrarily but in accordance with the request of the UK Parliament. Since then, apart from symbolic situations, she does not seem to stand out much. Another example is that the Queen has the power to release a prisoner. However, to avoid public backlash, this power is only used to clear the names of former innocent prisoners. The Queen is considered spiritually superior to leaders of all countries worldwide. This is an important advantage for the United Kingdom. They have legal or symbolic rights in almost 50 countries, including member countries of the British Commonwealth. It allows the English to form a power alliance behind the scenes. Think about it. From Australia to Canada, from New Zealand to Gibraltar, many regions and countries accept Elizabeth II as their queen, and the Queen has many powers over these countries, namely the English. In short, at least for now, the existence of Queen Elizabeth II means a very important pillar for the English. Currently, 16 countries consider themselves legally bound to the royal family, while 37 countries, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Jamaica, South Africa, and Nigeria, are members of the British Commonwealth. Thus, it seems a bit risky that these structures cannot remain in their old state in case of the disappearance of the royal family or the death of Elizabeth. Also, just the existence of this family brings in over $2 billion in tourism revenue to England annually. In short, the official presence of the royal family, at least for a while, is certain to make a significant contribution to the English. Both the royal family and the Parliament are walking in a balance. Knowing that the Parliament has the power to impeach the monarchy, the royal family takes care not to intervene in politics beyond being a symbol or beyond the Parliament's request. The Queen never gives interviews, never participates in debate programs. In this way, they try to protect the image of the family by deflecting arrows aimed at them, while also carefully using the influence of the royal family in 50 countries. This family also strives to maintain their image on the public by doing numerous charitable works. The life of the second Elizabeth was intriguing, characterized by a personality that sparked curiosity. Her family was constantly associated with scandals, and their lives seemed reminiscent of a soap opera. The Nazi connections of her siblings, a Nazi salute dating back to childhood, and even allegations regarding her responsibility for Diana's death had kept the public quite preoccupied. She was often associated with allegations that she had lubricated the brakes regarding Diana's death, and all swans, whales, and dolphins in the country seemed to have the privilege of traveling without a passport and driving without a license as if they belonged to her. Despite trying to be close to the public, she had always maintained a certain distance. She had different hobbies, such as enjoying floating a plastic duckling in the bath. She did not use colored nail polish, and she had not dyed her hair at all after the late 90s. Regardless of what her spouse said, she would act without making a sound. However, in the face of all this power, wealth, and fame, did her decisions make her someone who could easily fall asleep? Had she truly become the queen she wanted to be? Or was there a second Elizabeth hidden within? One who preferred an honest, happy, yet ordinary life? These questions lead us to wonder about her real story and inner world.